little bit more specific. Like, what does thriving look like to directors? Does it mean grow, a waitlisted preschool at any stage? To grow a happy and healthy preschool at any stage? Like, what does thriving mean to them, right? Chaos-free preschool at any stage, whatever that looks like. Let's think about what it is tangibly, or maybe intangibly, that we could think about thriving. I think thriving is a little abstract, but if you can think about something very specific, grow a, I don't know what do directors really care about? What does thriving mean to a director? You don't want to miss this. Sign up now for your ticket to attend our show and tell all school growth training. So, school growth, does that mean they want more enrollees? And is that what thriving means? Do they want to have better systems in place? Do they want to have more like a profitable, so that they can give back to their teachers, so they can give some equity back to their teachers? What does growth mean? Maybe they know, maybe because I'm not a director, I'm not quite sure what growth means, but what does growth mean in their worlds? I love School and Tell, the little play like Show and Tell. I love that Show and Tell all. Sign up now for your, I would say free ticket again, because if we only say free once and it's really small. So sign up now to reserve your free ticket to attend our Show and Tell all school growth training. I would need to know a little bit more about what the curriculum is. So let's see. Hi, I'm Whitney Raybrant, and I'm on a mission to level the playing field for independent educators by making professional marketing and branding service accessible to all schools. Yes. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I work a lot with non-for-profits, and marketing is probably their least favorite thing. They love program development. They may even love fundraising, but they're not super excited about marketing. And I don't think they quite know. They may think Canva or like these other things are marketing. So I love that. So, okay, now I understand. That's all school growth training. Maybe it's, I feel like the copy's in here, so I'm going to keep going. So by making professional marketing and branding services accessible to all schools. Okay. And what is the goal for marketing and branding? Like, they want more enrollees, I guess. And what does more enrollees mean? And are these for, like, I'm guessing these are not for public preschools, although it might be. These are for private tuition-based preschools. Not quite sure. That might be helpful to know. Or is it for anyone? Is it for anyone? Is it for public who may have to do actual fundraising? Is it for charter schools? You may want to get even more specific about what preschool director. And I know this might be a tight turnaround, but you have all weekend. You have all weekend to do this. Or if you're going to be doing this more than once, which even with the best copy in the world, you might have to do, maybe on after this workshop, whatever you see in the chat is your friend, okay? The chat box, or anyone who comes up to ask questions, whatever they're saying. I don't know what your webinar looks like or what it entails, but pay attention to that, because those little details, and even if you follow up with an email afterwards, like, thank you so much for coming. If I can just ask one more question, what was going on in your life, or what was going on in your school that brought you to this webinar today? Once they answer that question and you put that in your tagline, you put that in your call to action areas. You put that in your clothes. It'll be the more specific you can be about their problems and the solutions, the better. Over here, I've honed my enrollment marketing skills. Okay, enrollment is the thing. Okay, nice. So down to the science, the and methodology, and I'm so excited to teach you everything I know. Ooh, I think I'm ready. I'm ready to open a preschool. By the end of this training, you will have strategies to avoid or recover from common preschool pitfalls. Mistakes like hiring the wrong people or spending money to advertise the wrong message are common pitfalls that can make your preschool feel like hanging from a cliff. Okay, this might just be a typo. Growing your preschool can make growing your preschool feel like hanging from a cliff. Nope, it's good. It's just kind of hard. It's a little wordy. To advertise the wrong message are common mistakes. Like I would just take this out. Take that out. There's no need for that. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something real quick. You know what? It's fine. It's completely fine. I would take that out. I was gonna use my copy editor, but you know what? Maybe I will. It'll help you see what it's gonna look like. Also, sometimes you need more copy, but remember this is free. The rule of thumb is the more, and you know this, you're a marketer. The less risk, the less copy you really need. You might have to see my whole business real quick, but ain't nothing going on. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay. Boom. Or the wrong message. Woo. Can make growing your preschool feel like hanging from a cliff. You'll learn how to avoid these common, foreseeable pitfalls and keep your growth on track and uninterrupted. These common, you know what? Okay, I like that. Uninterrupted. I would say you'll learn how to avoid these common, maybe these common enrollment or these common bottlenecks or these common, to avoid these common mistakes. You said mistakes already. I'm trying to not say pitfall again. These growth stoppers and keep your, or return on investment, or learn how to avoid these, or we'll teach you how to avoid these, or you'll learn how to, yeah, like the you, that's way better. Let's try not to say pitfalls again. It's late and I feel like my brain is not working the best it could be. You'll learn how to avoid these common, foreseeable. You'll learn to avoid these blind spots and keep your growth on track. That's it. We don't need that. You'll learn how to avoid these common. I already forgot what I said. These common. Oh my God, I had it. Whatever I said before, put it there. Okay, a method for using social media to create unbreakable homeschool connections. Strategy. Okay, I would say leverage social media to create unbreakable homeschool connections. There doesn't have to be a honeymoon period when it comes to joining your school community. We're going to teach you how to excite your school community. Oh my gosh. I don't know why my eyes are playing tricks on me. No, it doesn't say what. It does say it twice. We're going to teach you how to excite your, I don't know, your families, your, what's another word for school community? I feel like there's another word for that and I don't know what it is. We're going to teach you how to, maybe it's engage with your students and parents. Maybe you just say that instead of saying school community. We'll teach you how to excite your students and your parents. I would say that because you're saying it twice. So, and your parents online, so you can keep their trust. Let's say, what else do they want? So you can choose their trust and their engagement, right? It's one thing to have people trust you, but you want them to also help you. You'll learn how to use your Facebook page to make your homeschool connection so strong parents will never want to leave. I think you're just repeating yourself. So let's see. You'll learn how to, maybe it's like, maybe it's something a little bit more fun, like dust off your school's Facebook page and make your homeschool connection I don't know, so strong parents will never leave, I guess. Make your homeschool connection so strong parents will never parents won't. What is it? Let's think about what are the things that make parents leave, right? Make your homeschool connection so strong parents will never complain about something again. Make your homeschool connection so strong. Dust up your school Facebook and make your home. And make your families feel at home. No matter where their scholar sits, or something like that, right? Let's take that out. All the tools you need to become impossible to ignore. I love that. Advertising your program is nothing like marketing any other product or service, and most professionals out there just don't know that. I would just say, and most professionals don't. I don't know if they would say that. Don't know where to begin. I would say you're going to be, let's think about a benefit here, because these are like features and not necessarily benefits. I do understand. Yeah, I love delegating. I do like delegating your marketing because you know, and you want them to know that you need to know how to market your business before you can even tell anybody or hire anybody to do it for you, right? And that's definitely gonna be that objection about like, can I just hire someone to do my marketing? No, you need to know what is it about your school that's marketable. I love that. You're going to learn what makes enrollment marketing different, exactly what your school exactly what your school needs to grow and how to communicate that if you choose to delegate your marketing. I let's say when you choose to delegate. I love that. I think that's a perfect sentence. Boom. I wouldn't even do anything with that because this is great for now, especially if this is the first iteration of the sales page. The more you do this webinar, the more you're going to have, again, those really like, oh, that's what they're thinking. Those are the conversations they're having either with each other or their staff or inside their head when they have to go to recruit and retain their students and their families. So this is a great place to start. Now we just want to infuse it with their literal own words, the words that come literally out their mouth. And I think this is a perfect place to start, even better than perfect place to start. If you can remember, and I'll write it in the comments of this Loom, to and you're a marketer, you know this. When you get off the webinar, see if you can get them to answer a 1-question survey. If you can even, at the thank you page of when people register, to fill that in for you, I would do it then. Especially if you haven't gone live with this. If this is live already, that's fine. And you can do that thank you page. It's like a thank you page, a 1-page survey, a 1-page, like as soon as they get thank you for registering. And then before you go, would you mind telling me what was going on in your school or what was going on in your life that brought you to register today? And I'm telling you that word of mouth, those words, that voice of customer is going to really punch up getting people to sign up. If not just for this webinar, for whatever you're selling them at the end of this webinar or whatever you're going to be sending them in the post-webinar sequence. A system to attract eager parents to your school like magic. It seems like magic, but really it's just science. You'll learn the entire trademark system we use to attract, name, nurture, and enroll students with our simple, scalable system. We call it the Ad Manager, and you're going to love it. This is a little hyperbole. Maybe here I would put a result. And it's gotten these many schools, these many enrollees. Because that's hyperbole. I think, and you don't know if they're gonna love it. But I think you can say that with saying, or you leave that and you're gonna love it. Just ask these amount of schools who retained these amount of enrollees, or some results, some outcome and some result would make that seem less like, okay, I'm gonna love it. Why? That there is not a lot of proof. There's not a lot of social proof before this that this has worked for anyone else. There's no metrics and there's no testimonials at this stage, like right here. So maybe saying that would really help. And if you can sneak it in somewhere else, that'd be dope. I'm putting this knowledge in your hands. At the end of the training, you'll have a guide to reference that shows exactly what you need to do. I don't know if we want a guide to reference. What? So it's like, oh, I need more learning after this webinar. What action can they take as soon as they get off this webinar? What action can they possibly take while watching this webinar? I don't know why I said that so loud. I'm so sorry. No one wants to hear that after the end of spending, I don't know, however long this webinar is, that now they're going to just have to learn more stuff. What can I expect? What little small win? And it doesn't have to be huge. What little, and then I guess the idea is like you'll even get, and the bonus is the guide to reference. Yes. So it's not really a bonus because they were going to get it anyway. But I think what small win, what benefit, what outcome can they expect after? And it doesn't have to be, it could be confidence. Um, it can be a feeling. It could be something tangible. It could be like, having the first steps, or, something, ramping up, vamping up something. What is something they can leave away doing or knowing how to do, or increase something, some type of benefit, some type of outcome, result they can have by just coming. And the bonus is the guide to reference. I particularly, and I have a feeling most directors who are very busy, do not want to then have to learn more after the webinar. Like after the training, yes, I would love some things to take away. That's the bonus. And maybe it's more of like, a workbook to work with you. Like make sure to print this reference guide to take notes. And a bonus, reference guide that you can take notes and start taking action today. That's the bonus. But what is the benefit? Warning, space is limited, and these trainings always fill up because they are significantly better than the information others charge you thousands for. Space is limited, and these trainings fill up fast. I think allude more to because I don't like this line at all. I would just remove it. It's already timed. I don't think they need scarcity, and I don't think they need urgency happening at the same time. And it's triggering. Warning. I would not put warning. I would just be like, space is limited. Reserve my seat. And then you could put space is limited, and these trainings fill up fast. Like don't miss the boat or something like that. What would take you hours or thousands of dollars in consulting fees, I'm giving you for free. It's almost going to be true. Almost. I would remove that. Just remove that. There's no need for that. Okay. Yeah. This is great. I'm super excited for your training. And I know I'm like picking at it and you're like, I didn't hear anything good about what you said. But I think this is dope. I think people, you have a framework that already is trademarked. I'm already feeling the credibility, the authority. Just let's see if we can get some social proof. Because even if you've only done it for yourself, I don't even see those results. I don't see any of that social proof, and you don't need a lot of it. Like it could be in your own results, and it can be something that you allude to in those little points. Maybe if you have a testimonial or you have some type of social proof, you have some numbers you can throw in here, some metrics, considering they're directors. Even if you had pictures of like families hugging each other and like connection, even though it's not a real connection, I think it would make it seem less abstract. Right now, I don't know for sure. Like this is great, and I love the way like it definitely looks professional. It looks good. I need some type of social proof and some like visual maybe storytelling. That again down the line after you do your next webinar. But if we can sneak in just one bit of social proof, definitely in here, right? I will put that here. Just ask. Number, client, metric. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay, this was super dope. I'm sorry it took a half an hour. I'm super excited. Let me know if you need anything else. Watch this on 1.5, and this will take 15 minutes. Okay. Good luck. This is going to be awesome. Let me know how it goes.